Alright, so we have a Jean Bart replay here from J Fox Steel. He wanted some tips and some general gameplay for the John Bart tips. I added on two replays from a couple of my games afterwards. One that was a similar situation to his game, and another one where we had the opportunity to push in the Jean Bart. So let's jump into it. First thing I'm looking at here is the enemy team is really battleship heavy. We're top tier. Only 3 cruisers and 4 DDs, so what we're really going to want to watch for this game is not giving broadsides and knowing where the DDs are. Alright, so looking at Warrior's Path, we spawned at C. Not terrible for the Jean Bart. With the Jean Bart, you really like to be on the flanks, so I'd like to see us kind of move towards the 9 and 10 line and try and get some angles down on the other side of that island and on the cap. We have pretty good support over here. There's 5 boats, 2 destroyers. Guns on the Jean Bart are a little tricky. The AP is good, but it's only 380 millimeters, so it doesn't really have the pen that a lot of high-tier battleships have. So you actually end up using a pretty decent amount of HE as well, particularly on angled battleships. But if you get the broadside on battleships, pound that upper belt, under the front guns, under the back guns. Definitely broadside cruisers. Alright, yeah, you're starting to turn towards the outside now. That's good. I would have liked to see us go directly for the outside right at the start, because where you're putting yourself now, you're going to have to turn broadside to get to the outside. You would take that shot. Reload booster. I've run the reload booster right now, get another shot on him. It'll be dark, being a bonfire for that smoke. Then he's gonna sit.
Engine boost activated.
Yeah, at this point I can see everyone but the seeing Yangs kind of turn around. I'd kind of just go stern into the cap and kind of shoot over the shoulder. Take the shot at the Octoboy. Whenever you see a DD, shoot the DD. Always shoot the DDs. Another opportunity to make use of the reload booster. You're reloaded. Shoot your guns. Switch to HE. Get another shot on DDs. One of the things that happens a lot with that reload booster is you end up not using it all the time. You're just kind of bailing. I'd hit the brakes and start reversing. You guys have boats over here. You don't need to run away yet. But it looks like you guys are just kind of all falling back. That DD died kind of caused a panic on your flank. I'd probably use the reload booster there too.
Capture that area. Concentrate fire on the designated target.
Yeah. He turned out a bit.
I need support.
I'd use my heal right now too. You might not be getting all of it. Another thing that a lot of people will say, hold the heal, use the adrenaline rush. But one of the things I like to do is use it just to make sure that I have another one ready when I need it. Yeah, like again, you can get a shot on that too if you use your reload booster. You might go dark Yeah, he does. I'd probably still take a shot. Blind, I know where he is. So when Musashi's angled like that, you're going to want to aim for the hangar door, right kind of on the butt cheek there.
Torpedoes, dead ahead.
So kind of right under the back gun, a little towards the stern. You'll see kind of like a hangar door there, and you can get citadels through that. Right now, you're kind of in a bad spot. I'd turn out right now. You got 2 DDs, 2 battleships, and you got a Neptune with crossfire on you, and the rest of your flank is way
Engine
behind
boost
you.
deactivated.
I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to hold the flank and kind of hold it. Your team's in kind of a bad spot. They have the middle flank. You guys aren't doing particularly well at A either. So at this point, you really just need to focus on making good trades. The Aqua just dropped torps.
The enemy
So
team
you're
is taking
angling
the lead.
in towards where the Aqua was. That's good. I'm just trying to get to the
Torpedoes, dead
island
ahead.
for cover. That's good to protect you from Musashi. Torp's not bad. Shot these marks, not a terrible idea. I probably
Torpedoes to starboard.
shoot at
Problem solved, sir.
blocking the cap. I mean, it's not worth your life, but at this point, you have to make choices. Yeah, I'd take a shot at Aqua right now. I mean, you can take half his health with one shot. The Bismarck, he's dead to those torps, and he's really not as big a threat as the Aqua. He can't go dark enough to farm him, and always focus the DDs. When you see a DD, hit the DD. They're such important boats for map control.
Concentrate fire on the enemy
Your flanks,
warship.
friends on your flank aren't helping you out at all. Had they pushed in with you, that would have been a good push. But since they didn't, you're kind of just dead. Yeah, it's the Neptune. You can see him on the mini-map
Support
down
the
here.
allied target.
I would swing my guns. The fact that you're not looking at him tells me you're not looking at the mini-map enough. Yeah. Alright, so here's the first one of the games that I put together. So this one I don't do particularly well in, but when I lose the flank, I put myself in a position to crossfire them and put them in an awkward spot to push. Right now I'm just checking out the lineups. I always like to do that. I like to see what boats I'm going up against, and if there's any players on top tier clans that I notice, just so I know to watch out for them. When you see what boats you're going up against, you kind of know, okay, I'm not going to use a lot of AP this round. I'm going to use a lot of HE. I'm going to use AP on that boat, HE on that one. You can kind of predetermine those things, so you can kind of do it on autopilot when you get into the game. As you can see down here, I forgot premium consumables. Yeah, I did that for both of these games. And you'll see that's one thing you definitely don't want to do. I saw you had premium consumables, so that's not a problem. But I die a little early on this one, and in the next game I might have survived a little longer if I had premium consumables. So right now, this line's gonna kind of just not let me by. I was hoping he'd let me by.
Engine boost
I want to get around
activated.
this island as fast as possible. Is kind of why I did this. He's just not going to let me do that. Because I want to get out to the 910 line. Like I said, the John Bart really works well on the flank. It's really fast, and it's kind of soft, so you really don't want to put yourself in a spot where you could be on crossfires. And like I said, it's fast enough that when you're on the flank and you need to reposition, you can do it. What these boats are really, really good at is getting themselves into a position where they're on the side of other boats and really punishing them.
Enemy cruiser sighted.
If I remember correctly, I'm going to take a shot at the Maroon here that's really not going to get me anywhere. Holding my shot against the Alaska because I'm thinking he might turn out and give me a full broadside. He ends up not doing it. I just used my reload booster to switch to AP. Maroon gives me the broadside, but he's going to get past it. That shot's going to be behind him. So I can already see, you know, the Rune's bailing on this flank, so that's making me think, oh, you know, we're going to be on their weak flank. Ends up not being the case, but I try to use those as indicators of what I'm going to be looking at. So really all I'm doing now is I see these torps, so I turn out, you see me hit the brakes, I'm just going to start reversing towards the cat and try and get some HE on this Alaska. Our Ibuki's already down, so I can see already this flank's going to be a problem for us. So right now, everything's kind of bowing. I'm just going to use HE, try to light stuff on fire. I'm going to put myself in a position where when these guys decide to push, I'm going to be able to survive as long as possible. I can see over at A, you know, we have that cap, they don't have very many boats over there, so this is definitely the enemy's strong flank. Because we got A basically for free. We have a freeze limit in the middle of the cap, he only saw 3 boats, everything's coming over here. So really, my job right now is to be a deterrent. Slow them down. They're about to cap D. They're going to want to push forward into us as soon as they do. We don't have a ton deterring them. You know, Lion's an HE battleship. My guns aren't big enough to be scared. The Fletcher would be a deterrent. He's already half health though. They have a Friesland, so that tells me both DDs are on this flank.
Engine boost deactivated.
So they have to push here, or they just lose. If they just sit back there, they lose the game. So they have to push. And they are. You can see battleships are starting to come out the outside, the cruisers coming down the middle. They're kind of full push on us. Taking a shot at the DD. He went dark. I know he's still there. I'm shooting anyways. I end up getting a 2k pen on him. That's pretty significant for a DD. That's like 10% of his health, if not more. That's a tier 9, so probably a little more. Back to just spamming HE on the bowing targets, and see how I'm setting myself to be able to get away. Got a lot of room to run down the J line as they push. I'm flipping my guns right now. I've run out of real estate on the 10 line and they're pushing up. So I'm going to angle myself to be able to move down the J line as they push up. Now the Z46 here, last time we saw him, he was headed out towards the 910 line. I'm the only thing out here, so I have to assume, hey, he's hunting me. I need to expect torps from that Z46. So you'll see I'm playing with my speed. I'm at a quarter speed now. Sometimes it'll be full reverse, sometimes it'll be full speed. This is just to mess with his little white line when he predicts where I'm going to be when his torps get there. I'm going to take the shot at him. He's right there. You have to take that shot. Use my reload booster. First shot was with AP. It was what was in the guns at the time. Switched to HE on the reload boost. Can't see him anymore. Blind shot. Still gonna take it. Switch to AP. I saw that last move's broadside. I got 3 incapacitations, 3 pens. That's good damage. Plus, it might prevent him from being able to get torpedoes off on me. You already shot him. I'm gonna take one here. And now I'm gonna harass this Alaska. He's their lead boat. He's trying to push C. And he's stuck in a crossfire. I'm going to try and make him pay for it. At the very least, I'm going to make him honor my AP. He's either going to have to be broadside to me or broadside to the John Bart on the other side. Or he's going to have to run away, which it looks like that's what he's starting to do. No, he's turning back. This guy played kind of weird, I remember.
Enemy cruiser detected.
I get the shots out on him. I don't really do any significant damage to him. He does play with his rudder and play with his speed enough that I don't ever really get a great shot on him. But his progress towards the C-cap has been delayed, and now we have help there. You know, we have Donskoy, the Jean Bart, the Rune's coming back. You see our guys on the one line. I'm not sure what they're up to. But now their whole team has to push into a crossfire.
Engine boost activated.
Donskoy turns broadside. I'm going to try to punish him for it. Aimed a little low there. And way behind him. Donskoy's fast boat. There's the Azumo taking advantage of my broadside. I really have to give him some sides because I'm at the end of the map and I gotta turn. If I remember correctly, I try to go. No, Alaska's so low, I just take the shot. I believe that one's behind him too. I wasn't quite used to the guns at this point. I haven't played this boat in a while. Yeah, it's kind of a wonky dispersion too. I'm really trying to finish this Alaska off because I don't want him to go away and come back and be half health again. You see just how much broadside I have to give to this boogie. Now you need another torp on the nose here.
Hull breach. Taking on water
Take
quickly.
a pot shot at the Azumo. And if you look at the minimap, my guys on the one line are starting to get into productive positions. I haven't done much this game, but I have held their attention. I've tanked 1.5 million. I've only done 35k damage. But what I did was I successfully delayed this flank and gave my team time to get into a position where we can fight this push off. And I don't last much longer, maybe another minute. See, now they're just kind of disrespecting the fact that I have broadside because I'm almost dead and they just have to make the move. I reload boost, get shots on the John Bart because I don't expect to have another opportunity. I click on the Azumo for secondaries. That's wishful thinking. He's a good 5 kilometers outside my secondary range. And there I go down. Now this game is essentially just showing you the power that the Jean Bart has when it has the ability to push into the sides of teammates. Enemy team, rather. Let's see, I forgot the premium consumables again. So initially I'm thinking I want to go to the DC side because that's going to be better for flanking. I'm going to be able to get around on their flank easier over there. Excuse me. On the A side, getting around that flank, you kind of have to go through that death alley there, and it's just not going to work.
Engine boost activated.
So it's kind of a selfish play for me to go to the right side. We already have 6 boats to the right of me. But I'm hoping someone will cross up, or something. You can't really tell that it's bad play until you see how the enemy team deployed. So we're kind of sending 5 boats to the left with the CV being 6, and now we have 6 going to the right side. We're gonna get called out for sending this many boats to the right side, and I kind of agree with it. I feel a little guilty as I'm sailing this way right now, but it's going this way is definitely way better for the Jean Bart. I look up and see all those boats spotted, and I see, wow, they're really going A. Yeah, now even more enemies are showing up. The CV's doing a good job spotting, and we can really see. We're not going to see too much resistance over on the C side here, so I've got that in the back of my mind. You can see I'm really not shooting for the 9-10 line anymore. I'm ready to pivot and turn back to the other side. You see the little free look there. I'm using the right click on the mouse to look over there and not have the direction my guns are pointing change. Essentially, I was preparing to use my priority sector should the planes ever get that close. It's max range. I'm just shooting HE at this point. It's way too far for the pen on these guns. I would have to get lucky. This way I can get a fire up, get consistent damage if I hit stuff. That Gorsha is calling us out for our positioning, and he's not wrong. But also, weird thing about this game, there's no DDs in this match, so we can kind of push without the torpedo threat. The only real torpedo threat over here is that Gneisenau now. So I see the Baltimore there and the Jean Bart there. That puts me in a bit of an awkward position.
The ship is on fire!
It kind of makes me feel I have to go away to the outside, but I see we already have boats out there. So I'm thinking, well, there's two cruisers in B and nothing really protecting them. I'm gonna turn left and I'm gonna use that island to shield me from the Jean Bart and the Baltimore. I can see everyone on the map right now except for the CV. That's all the boats. Those are the only two things over there. I'll have two islands between me and them once I get there. And then I'll have the broadside of most of the enemy team, including a pair of very, very fragile cruisers. I switched to HE to prepare for those cruisers. Baltimore might give me a shot. What you saw right there was me double tapping M real quick to try and get a better view of him. It's kind of a little trick you can do to get a better view if you don't have a spotter plane. Now I see the Gneisenau is really coming forward. His torpedoes are becoming a legitimate threat if he turns into the cap. Luckily, it looks like he's not doing that. Our Gorsha goes down, unsurprisingly. He's mad, I don't blame him. I'm saving my reload booster for the cruisers, I think. And just focusing on this Gneisenau at this point. He turned into the cap. Kind of blowing by this island that's protecting me from the Jean Bart and the Baltimore, knowing that they're behind that island. When I peek back there, it's kind of too late to stop, but I see the Jean Bart's reversing enough that he kind of can get shots on me. Like me, he only has the two front guns, so he's not quite there yet.
Attention, reporting the target position.
And at this point, I'm looking at the minimap. I see we have those three boats there, two more battleships. We have to be able to finish. If those three boats can't win that fight against those two, we've lost this game. So I'm counting on them to do that. I also see, oh wow, now I have a shot on the Baltimore. I'm going to take that. At this point, I'm by myself. I'm in a cap. I've accepted that I'm going to be the CV's main target, and I'm just going to deal with it. To get that Baltimore down really low. Hoping someone else will shoot him. I use my reload booster, he's going forward, I'm gonna try and finish him off. I'm assuming he's dead here. I'm trying to aim my guns at this Helena.
Enemy cruiser sunk.
You can see the priority target. Only two boats in the CV are aiming at me. I'm assuming that's the Helena and the Jean Bart, or the King George. Helena's almost down. Gneisenau's taking a beating. He's headed away from me. Right now I'm trying to angle against, so my bow against the Soyuz and Gneisenau, and my stern against the Jean Bart. I'm kind of giving broadside to the King George. A lot of British battleships will use HE though, so I'm kind of counting on that. The Helena's down, so the Gneisenau is almost dead. I'm gonna try and help finish him off. I catch the CV trying to run away from that flank.
Engine boost activated.
They finish the Gneisenau, I don't take the shot. King George is coming up to challenge me. He's trying to protect his CV. He's completely broadside at close range, so I get a good shot on him here.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
that Jean Bart and King George have me in a nasty crossfire now. I need to get rid of these boats quick. Otherwise I'm going to lose all my health. The CV, he's really doing a lot of damage to me, so I can see only one boat's aiming at me. I don't know if it's the Jean Bart or the King George. I'm assuming it's the King George and the Jean Bart's busy, so I'm going to take some pot shots at the carrier, try and see if I can get him off the map. I just guaranteed that I'm his focus for the rest of the game. Get 3 overpens, pretty disappointing. Switch priority to the Jean Bart. As soon as I shoot this Jean Bart, I'm going to get his attention. He's going to look over at me. I get a good hit. I see our CV's getting torps on him. He's low. Those 2 boats, I'm really counting on to be able to finish him, but I'm going to take the shot anyways. I need him gone. He's healing. You'll notice that I'm working my priority sector as much as possible. The CV's really coming for me. There we go. We finally got that Jean Bart. My health is pretty low here. I'm about to get a heal off. You can see where the premium consumers really would have helped me out here. By this point, I would have an extra heal, and that heal probably would have come 30 seconds ago, and I'd be halfway to the new one. Get another shot off on the Implacable. More overpens, more disappointment. This King George is still very, very broadside to me, so we're changing my focus to him. Iowa says focus him, so I'm assuming that's who he's shooting at. We might be able to get him off the board. He had 2 Citadels on him. He's very low, counting on this Iowa to take a follow-up shot. But I use my reload booster anyways. I'm going to try and do it myself. Get him low. Really need this Iowa to finish him. Shots come in. He's dead. I take the shot anyways because I just wasn't going to take the risk. Now my only real shot is the CV, so I'm going to take it. CVs is usually pretty easy to Citadel through the back, so I'm really looking to hit the front of the stern.
The ship is on fire.
Really looking to hit the front of the stern here. He's slightly angled away, so that might give me enough to get through that it won't be an overpen. I'll actually hit the Citadels. Look away, see what's going on, look back. Dev strength, wonderful. He's no longer a problem.
Carrier destroyed.
Now, I have the side of pretty much all their remaining ships. I see here, I'm the only boat on this flank. Our other 2 boats are way back there. We have 2 caps, they have 1. One of our boats should be able to cap B. I'm gonna die regardless, so I'm gonna try and put pressure on these boats, try and take as much of them as I can with me, and keep them running away, because we can win this game on points. Our Kaga has seemed to be pretty good, and there's really only battleships left, except for this one cruiser here, so my focus right now, I want to get rid of this cruiser. He's gonna kill me. Without a doubt, he kills me. Took a good hit out of that Colorado. That should help down the line. But I'm gonna try and take as much off this Drake right now, because that's the one thing that the Kaga can't deal with. I mean, he can, but that's the hardest thing for the Kaga to deal with. And New Orleans and Iowa, I haven't been impressed with. Now, I don't get the opportunity to finish off this Drake, but you can see the huge impact I've had on this game. I really got on their flank, pushed them back into the corner, get some medals, 10 Citadels, put out a lot of damage, and as you can see, 33 planes, huge impact on the game when you can get on the side of the enemy team.